Surviving Infidelity. Congratulations are in order. Although the title looks confusing, trust me, there's a reason. For some context, I, 29 male, had been in a relationship with my ex, 28 female, for the past 7 years. It was a perfect and stable relationship, or so I thought. As I said, this was going to be our 7th year anniversary, and I was planning on proposing marriage. There was a lot of excitement and joy, but boy, was no one ready for what was to come. I work as a sales manager in a reputed firm, and my ex works at an event management company. I was called into a meeting on an hour's notice, as there were some important changes being implemented. The meeting was expected to take up most of our day, as there was a lot to discuss and finalize, but was cut short as the CEO had a personal emergency, and the meeting is rescheduled. I went shopping and bought a beautiful ring to propose with on the anniversary, which was 2 days away, and headed home. We all leave, and as I'm entering my driveway, I noticed a car parked near my garage. I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, but bear with me. I enter the house and there's loud music playing in our room. I call out to my girlfriend, but she can't hear me. I walked towards my room and was greeted by the sight of my own brother, mid-thrust, doing my girlfriend. Worst part was, they didn't even notice me. I took pictures for proof. I am a high-functioning sociopath, so I tend to remain or look calm, and rationalize everything in any situation. I immediately turned around and walked out of the house and headed straight to the bar, met with my friends, but told them nothing. I was seething with rage, as 2 of the people whom I had trusted and loved, had the capacity to betray me in such a manner. I wanted to break them then and there, but I was out for blood and wanted to cause maximum damage, just to show them how low they went. For the next 2 days, I acted as if I was neck deep with work, and avoided everyone, and made a presentation as an anniversary gift. Come the 7th year anniversary, we had a socially distanced party at my parents' house, which our close family, our parents, siblings and a few close friends, attended. After all the wishing and hugging was done, I stood up and said I had a presentation to show my appreciation. The presentation, it basically outlined our entire relationship, pictures of us since we started dating, and pictures marking important days of our relationship, until it reached the 7-year mark, where the pictures of my ex and my brother flashed across the screen. That's when I stand up, yell, "Congratulations are in order," to the 2 pieces of trash who found each other, flipped them the bird and walked out, and went home. Although it felt good at the moment, the weight of the betrayal finally landed on me, and I broke down for the first time in years. I've refused to speak with anyone, and have locked myself in my house as I'm not a safe person to be around right now. All that happened yesterday, and here I am broken, confused and angry. What do I do now? Now for the top comments. Same crap happened to me. You handled yours better. Thank you. What do you do now, you ask? It's quite simple actually. Break up with your trash girlfriend and go no contact forever. Your brother can help her move out since they're now together. Disown your brother, he's dead to you now. Expose her affair to everyone else you know before she tries to spin the story in her favor. Be prepared for her to blow up your phone with apologies and the usual, "It didn't mean anything" BS. Ignore her completely. After the dust settles, start exercising and engaging in some healthy activities. Start traveling and doing things you've never got to do. Stay away from drugs and alcohol. That stuff will only bring you down further. Seek individual therapy for yourself, because you're in a world of hurt right now. Do not aspire to be in another relationship for a while. You need time to heal and rebuild your self-confidence first. Above all else, take care of yourself. What do you do now? Dude, open your behind up and talk to your parents first. Don't freaking wallow by yourself, that won't help you. What you did was classic, but you should have stayed, not freaking leave. You owned that day. Anyway mate, I'm sorry that stuff happened to you. You can't even trust your flesh and blood. Now get your butt up and contact your family, find out what happened. I fully intend to talk to them, but for today, I need to be alone to collect my thoughts. Understandable, but have your parents or anyone tried coming around? What about the 2 pieces of trash? Have they tried making contact with you? Both our parents came around earlier, and I told them I need time to organize myself, and they understood and left. From what I was told, my brother has locked himself in his room and is afraid to come out, and my ex just ran. The 2 of them haven't yet contacted me. Now for the next story. D-Day 2 weeks ago and everything is a mess. Found out my wife of 5 years, cheating on me 2 weeks ago. I destroyed her world just like she did to mine. This was the first time I let anger control me since I was 20. I have anger issues. Not in a million years did I ever think my wife would be in the hands of another man. The minute I received confirmation from the private investigator about her infidelity, I wanted to get her. The things I found out, the things I read, the things I saw, flipped the wrong switch in my head. She was out of town to visit an old friend of hers who's pregnant. I packed her stuff up in garbage bag and dumped it to her coworker, AP's house. Told the AP's wife. AP tried to confront me for telling his wife and I beat the crap out of him. He was admitted to the hospital with a broken nose and ribs and a fractured arm. He pressed charges for assault, but his wife bailed me out the following day, and said that it was simply self-defense when he came at me. I printed out all the proof, the texts and photos and sent it all over her family and friends. And I changed the locks to the house. My wife had to cut her trip short. Calls and texts spammed my phone from everyone. She came home to find a locked house. Since then she's tried to talk to me. She had a mental breakdown. She's been borderline psychotic trying to get me to talk to her. Millions of apologies, flowers, love notes, harassing my friends. I haven't pulled the divorce trigger yet. I just want to see her suffer, even though it hurts to see her go through it. We got no kids and we both signed a prenup before getting married, so the divorce will not be that nasty. I know I'm a bad person, but our relationship used to be good until the beginning of summer. How many times did I ask her if she was cheating on me? How many times did I ask her to go marriage counseling? How many times did she ask me to change, and I changed for her and for our relationship? How many times did I ask to do some of kinky things I have always had in mind, but she refused, only to screw AP's brain out? I still love her very much and maybe that's what preventing me from divorcing her. But all the pain I feel from her infidelity, I want her to feel too. Now for the top advice. Aside from beating the AP up, you did nothing wrong. It wasn't you that destroyed her world, that was her cheating. You just were the one that showed her what consequences cheating can have. I know that you are in pain and some part of you still loves her, but that is no longer the woman you once married. She is a different person now. Even if you would let her back into your life, no matter how much you work on it, you could never trust her again like you did before she cheated on you. There would always be this nagging thought in the back of your head. She is a different woman now. A woman that cheats, and that changes everything about her. Stay on your path and block every possible way of communication with her. Go to a lawyer and start the divorce process. And what you should also do is go to a doctor and get tested for STDs. Better safe than sorry. You are worth so much more than to be treated this way. Good luck and stay strong. Just know, many on this thread who have been cheated on enjoyed reading about the whooping you gave the AP. We live vicariously through each punch delivered and each broken bone. You had to do it. You did it for us. And we thank you. Wife's AP was scared crapless when I called authorities. Turned out, he was an illegal, as were most of his co-workers. He cursed my wife as he was being loaded in the immigration van. I assured him that his wife in Europe was about to find out. Lamau. Yup. I remember when I confronted my wife's AP on the job, dude called the cops on me. So, since he was too scared to take his whooping, I did the second best thing. I contacted his wife and showed her the messages and emails. As the AP wife said, it was self-defense because the AP attacked you. So, you were not wrong to hand him his butt back to him. Just have detective get her statement that it was self-defense. Now for the last story. I just got torched over on r/relationships, wondering what you all think. Some people over on that sub are so cruel. It's unsettling. Anyway, I found out my now ex-wife was cheating on me. I found out while we were traveling together. It was also my birthday, so that's a lot of fun now. We had been together for about 8 years at that point, married for 7. While we were together, I did everything I could to make sure we had a good life together. I supported her in everything she did. I took care of the house, all chores except cooking. I made sure the cars were up to date on maintenance, made sure we were on time for work and other events/appointments, planned trips, basically everything outside of work. We both worked, but it was a bigger part of her life. I preferred more balance, so her career took off faster than mine. She was working longer hours and making more money. But I was fine with that. She has her goals and I had mine. So, I thought things were pretty balanced. Neither of us were spenders, so we had decent savings building up. In 2017, she was pretty unhappy with the company she was at. So, I encouraged her to look elsewhere, or even quit for a time. I made enough to support both of us, so it would have been fine. So, she did look for a new job, and got one at her dream company. Problem was, it was on the opposite coast. Again, I supported her. I loved the city we were in, but said I would find a job where she was and we would both relocate. I wasn't excited about moving, but it would be okay as long as we were together. She started there in early 2018. I started looking for a job, but it wasn't easy. Time went on, and we were long distance, meeting a few times a year either in her city, my city, or on a trip overseas together. It wasn't ideal, but I knew I would eventually find a job there. She was very supportive of the idea of me getting a job there too. We went on a trip for my birthday, and something just seemed off. I asked her what was going on, and she said she had just lost attraction for me, she wasn't happy, etc. I asked if she was seeing someone else, she said no. We talked a lot and got closer, and I even brought up potentially seeing other people and she seemed to like the idea a lot. Her reaction didn't sit well with me, and so I confronted her about whether she had actually already gone through with it or not. She finally broke down and admitted she had been seeing someone for about 9 months at that point. I don't have to tell any of you how much that hurt. We talked a lot after that. I didn't get upset, I just tried to understand why she felt like she needed to cheat. She said, she had always thought that she had met me too early in her life and she wasn't ready to settle down, but that she didn't want to lose me so she married me. And she had lost her physical attraction to me. Side note, I didn't let myself go, I was in great physical shape. So it wasn't that. She didn't want to get divorced because of the social stigma and because it would hurt me a lot, so she thought she could sleep with someone and I would never find out and that maybe she would feel better about her life. I was very kind to her this whole time. She said she had never felt so close to me. I told her I wished she had shared how she felt long ago, before it ever got to this point, so I could have let her go. We discussed staying together or splitting up. I told her it was over. I couldn't be with her, we would get divorced. I didn't want things to be complicated, and since we lived in separate places already, I thought we would just split our cash in half. She has a good amount of stock from her new company, as that's a huge chunk of their compensation. She's done well with her investments/401k as well. I said, she can keep it all, I won't go after anything. Also, her parents gave us a 6-figure gift when we got married, which we used as a down payment on a house. I said I would return the entire amount to her once we sold the house. No lawyers, just the court fees, it would be a cheap and easy divorce, no drama. I didn't care about the money. She knew that I was the kind of person who thinks it's a good idea to expose cheaters. So, she asked me to please not tell anyone what she did. I agreed to keep it a secret. Then I asked her to please stop seeing her affair partner. And that's when she told me, he would never ask me to choose between you and him. That gutted me. That one really hurt. And that's what I got torched for in r/relationships. Apparently, it's controlling, immature, and unreasonable to ask your spouse to not see their affair partner, because once you break up, they don't owe you anything at all. Not even some goddamn common courtesy. So I ask, what do you think? Am I being controlling, immature, and unreasonable? Should I expose her for the liar that she is? Because if it's controlling to ask her to not see one specific person, it's just as controlling to ask me to keep what she did a secret, right? According to r/relationships, it's different because revealing the truth could hurt her. Should I go after the assets I'm entitled to, around $200,000, instead of a promise that I'm not entitled to? I haven't actually filed for divorce yet. The house hasn't been sold yet. It's not too late for me to hire a lawyer. Now for the top advice. Go after the assets, and out her affair to everyone. I agree. It's not fair she ruins your marriage/life. OP wants to see him after the divorce and you are going to agree not to expose her affair. Don't let her off that easy. This is the most common mistake betrayeds make. Stop protecting your wayward's reputation from their own choices. First of all, you handled this really well. Extremely maturely. As to your question, one thing for sure, her response was immature and unreasonable. That being said, I'm not sure why you would think she would even consider cutting things off with the AP. Or that she would cut them off, even if she told you she was going to. Asking her to cut off AP may not have been immature, controlling, and unreasonable, but I would have expected the response you got, and know you're not going to get a better one. You should talk to a lawyer. Go after all the assets you are entitled to. And definitely explain why this is happening to friends and family. Not for revenge or spite, but because A. You are entitled to those assets. There's pretty much no doubt she would go after what she was entitled if the shoe were on the other foot. There's no reason for you to concede so much. Especially since it's clear she will not consider your feelings at this point. Spend it on a cool car and Kinder Gold. B. I would explain to friends and family because there is going to be a lot of speculation, so best just to nip that in the bud and make it clear what happened. I sense that your big motivation is to avoid drama. But especially since she is going to continue to hurt you by prolonging her affair, it's pretty much unavoidable. I also sense you're thinking you just want it over with, so whatever greases the sleds, the better, but the reality is that, it's not going to be over with for you for a long time. These are wounds that take years to recover from. Best to put yourself in the best possible shape regarding finances and relationships, friends and family, as possible. This is really good advice. Thank you. And that's it for this video guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. Turn the notification on to get updated on my latest posts. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day everyone.